swore, for this life we have chosen. We are not soldiers to a common war we fight, and to this passion of love we may fail and die. Slipping further, we're falling faster, we're growing stronger. Let God grow weaker than I know.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a while, but the time is finally here. Welcome to Revive. I am your commentator, as always, Antoine Princeton. And ladies and gentlemen, we have quite the card ahead of us here tonight. All titles in Danger Zone Wrestling will be on the line, in addition to the CAW All-Stars Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot wait to get started because it is tag team action for the DZW Tag Titles. Shawn and Syntax cannot be happy after just recently losing the Danger Zone Wrestling Tag Titles to High Impact at Night 2 of King of Flight. It was a hard-fought contest, but unfortunately, Shawn and Syntax aren't the tag champions anymore, and you gotta believe they'll be looking to change that. And if they do, they'll become a record 3-time tag team champions. Shawn and Syntax look focused and ready as ever to reclaim what they feel is theirs. But will they end High Impact's championship reign after one defense? And ladies and gentlemen, here come the champions, High Impact. Tyler and Zach Hall, of course, just recently making their return to DZW. And of course, it was Shawn Walsh and his tag team partner at the time, Ryan Carroll, who took both of them out. Tyler and Zach obviously got their revenge at Night 2 of King of Flight by reclaiming the Danger Zone Wrestling Tag Team Championship. You gotta believe they'll be looking to defend it successfully against Shawn and Syntax here tonight. Again, ladies and gentlemen, this is the first of 5 championship matches we have in store for you here tonight. In addition, a Falls Count Anywhere match and the Ben Hopkins Tag Team Partner Search Tournament will be happening tonight. So again, ladies and gentlemen, Revive is going to be quite the sight to see. High Impact getting in the zone. And this should be quite the opening contest. And ladies and gentlemen, while both teams are getting ready, let's take a look at the history of the DZW Tag Titles.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the DZW Tag Team Championship. Introducing first the challengers. They are former 2-time Danger Zone Wrestling Tag Team Champions, Shawn Walsh, Steven Syntax, Shawn and Syntax. Introducing their opponents, they are the reigning, defending, 2-time Danger Zone Wrestling Tag Team Champions, Tyler Hall, Zach Hall, Hyde, Impact.
The history between these two teams are personal, but which duo is walking out of Revive with those tag team titles? And just like that, we are underway with our opening contest. Shawn Walsh and Tyler Hall kicking things off. And Shawn Walsh going right after Tyler Hall's arm. And again with another shoulder block to the arm. Tyler Hall needs to figure out a way to get out. And oh, looks like he figured it out. Tyler Hall has Shawn Walsh by the arm. Shawn Walsh just pushes him off. And Tyler Hall driving his thigh into the gut of Shawn Walsh. And Shawn Walsh with the drop kick. And Walsh with the Hurricane Rana. Shawn Walsh, quite the tenured man in Call Wrestling. Of course, the founder of Call All-Stars, the founder of AWF, as he throws his full weight into Tyler Hall in the corner. Current COH Pride champion, multiple-time tag team champion with the likes of Steven Syntax, Jay Krack, and Ryan Carroll. Now Shawn making the tag to Steven Syntax. And there's a drop kick right to the face. Steven Syntax, of course, former DIW World Champion. And as you already know, former two-time Danger Zone Wrestling Tag Team Champion. All the men in this ring are record-setting tag champions as Steven Syntax driving his knees into Tyler Hall. Will it get the job done? And no. AJ Young and company could be walking out with all the gold if they win here tonight. Of course, AJ Young has a Call Stars Championship match with Brandon Wolfe later on. And now Syntax making the tag back to Shawn Walsh, the self-proclaimed American-made villain. And notice how that's singular. And what's Shawn Walsh doing? Looking like a sharpshooter, but he has the back of Tyler Hall pinned down. Will Shawn Walsh force a submission early on? Tyler Hall is in clear pain. But the smaller of the high-impact duo manages to make his way out. And there's a Luthes press. Tyler Hall desperately needs to make a tag to his partner and his brother, Zach. But he seems to be faring well against Shawn Walsh. And there's a bulldog. And oh, come on. Shawn Walsh with a jawbreaker and assist from Steven Syntax, taking Tyler Hall down. And notice where Tyler Hall's positioned in the ring. He is completely isolated. And now a little bit closer, but not too close. As now Tyler Hall's perched on the top rope. Wait, he's looking to fly. That's a crossbody. Tyler Hall, to his credit, has been holding his own. And there's an arm drag, or hip toss. I don't even know what to call that. But either way, he launched Shawn Walsh. Now Tyler Hall is feeling it. But again, he needs to make the tag to Zach. Get the fresh man in. And oh, wait a minute. Zach Hall, what's he going for here? Rolling fireman's carry. 450. And Zach Hall gonna top it off. Moonsault. Will it get the job done? Will High Impact retain? 1, 2, and no. What a combination, and what a way for Zach Hall to enter this match. But that impressive series of moves to no avail. as Shawn Walsh reverses what looked like to be a Hurricane Rana attempt. And now Shawn Walsh stinger splash in the corner. Shawn Walsh refers to himself as the Scorpion. And he's looking to sting his way right to his third Danger Zone Wrestling Tag title. But wait a minute, Socko Cutter. Zach Hall had the advantage, but advantage Shawn Walsh. But the Socko Cutter doesn't get the job done. And oh, wait a minute, Spine Buster. Spine Buster to Zach Hall. Will we have new tag team champions? And no. And now Shawn Walsh, Russian leg sweep. And now Zach Hall looking to make the tag. Tyler Hall has his hand out, but oh my goodness! Shawn Walsh launched himself halfway across the ring to prevent Zach Hall from making the tag to his younger brother. And now Zach Hall's back in what I like to call the danger zone. And there's an assisted clothesline. Oh, come on. Steven Syntax knocking Tyler Hall off the ring apron. You don't have to like it, but you got to admit that was smart on the part of the Brit. Now Northern Lights, new tag champs, no. And Steven Syntax with the wicked enziguri. Zach Hall might have a concussion. And he has no one around to help him. And again, Zach Hall back into the corner. Notice it. Wait a minute. Zach Hall with the advantage. Planting Steven Syntax down. And oh, wait a minute. Split-legged moonsault. Hall going for the cover. High Impact retaining. Will it happen? And no. Zach Hall trying to buy himself some time while his partner recuperates. But again, Zach Hall is in dangerous territory. Jesus, another enziguri. Zach Hall might have had his bell rung. And there's a super kick. Speaking of bells getting rung. Now Steven Syntax does not look like he's done. He might go for the kill shot, but Zach Hall reverses. Zach Hall sending Syntax into the ropes. And there's a neck breaker into a face buster. Going for the pin, 2, and Steven Syntax kicks out. Zach Hall went after Shawn Walsh, but the veteran saw it coming. And now Steven Syntax has a little bit of time to recover. Now advantage back to the challengers, but missing the enziguri. And Zach Hall with the spinning forearm. And out goes Shawn Walsh. Zach Hall now sending Steven Syntax into the corner, making a much-needed tag to Tyler. And now, what are they looking for here? Wait, total elimination! Total elimination to Steven Syntax. Going for the cover. 1, 2, and 3. High Impact retains.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winners by way of pinfall, and still the Danger Zone Wrestling Tag Team Champions, High Impact.
And just like that, High Impact keep the DZW Tag Team Championships. I mean, it was a hard-fought effort by Shawn and Syntax, but High Impact's championship reign continues. Ladies and gentlemen, what a match to kick off Revive. Steven Syntax in the ring trying to get his senses together. And now Shawn Walsh getting into the ring to check on his partner. Oh my God! Shawn Walsh just gave the Sting and the Scorpion to his own tag team partner. What is the meaning behind this? Shawn Walsh brutalizing his tag team partner. And oh no. And there's a DDT. Ladies and gentlemen, I have no clue what to make of this. I understand Shawn Walsh. Oh no, he has a bat. No, Shawn, no, oh my God. Shawn Walsh just beating Steven Syntax with that bat. Somebody needs to take that away from him. I understand losing. I understand being frustrated about losing. But this is honestly too much. Shawn Walsh calls himself the American-made villain, and he's proving it here tonight. No, no more. Oh, come on. Another Sting of the Scorpion. And ladies and gentlemen, Scorpion is probably the best way to describe Shawn Walsh. And Shawn Walsh back in the ring now calling for a microphone. What could possibly be the explanation behind this?
Look, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for putting up with yet another pathetic excuse for a tag team partner for this long. Steven Syntax, you're just like Ryan Carroll, too heavy to carry. I am done with this. I am the American-made villain. Tonight begins my revival.
DZW was introduced to the greatest championship reign in DZW history as myself, yours truly, the Dignified one, Drew Cutler, won the No Limits Championship by winning Night of Flight in complete 100% fair and clean manners. And ever since then, everyone has been trying to do whatever they can to take the belt off of me, whether it be people backstage, whether it be people in the No Limits division. I've come and I've faced all these challengers. They've thrown vets at me like Shawn Stevens. They've thrown Jake Hyde at me multiple times. Hell, they even made an entire another tournament to try to find the best person they can to try to take that belt away from that dastardly, dignified bastard Drew Cutler. But every single time, it's like a broken record. I walk out still your No Limits champion because there's no debating it at this point. I am the greatest champion DZW has ever seen. Whether it be the heavyweight, the Heritage Championship, or the No Limits champion, I am the greatest and most prestigious and, dare I say, dignified champion that DZW has ever seen. But there's just a sneaky, subtle little narrative that's going on in the background while I'm taking care of business every single time I get in that ring. It's that lowlife Jake Hyde that always thinks that he can be one step ahead of the champion and try to crawl back to face me. Well, congratulations. You finally are in this position. You won the King of Flight tournament. You outlasted guys like Matt Black and several other people across the CAW wrestling world. And that's no, low accomplishment. That's pretty big. I'll give you a little golf clap for that victory. Because while you have been a big name in DZW, you've been what you call a disappointment. Everyone thought that you'd win the Night of Flight tournament. You didn't. You ended up a couple months after that having to be relegated to a makeshift team with Michael Stone. And you had a little brief make the fans happy run as tag team champion. We all know that didn't mean anything in the long run. That's not what you wanted. Your eyes were on me. Just like when I came out here and I said Shawn Stevens, to him, I was just a distraction before he got back into the main event. And was I correct? You're damn right I was. But Jake, how long do we have to keep doing this? When are you going to realize? When are you going to realize what I've known is that I'm the better man? I will always be the better man. And Revive is going to be no different than any other time that I've defended this belt or faced off against you. I'm going to win. It's going to be the easiest win of my life. I don't take any of my opponents lightly, despite what people think. Despite that people think that I could just buy victories, which I easily could. But I do everything on my own. And I show everyone why I'm the best champion that there is. Jake Hyde. I'm not taking you lightly, no. I'm just so certain that I will beat you. Because I've faced bigger and badder and better men than you. You're just that little snake that keeps trying to bite at my ankle. Well, at Revive, I'm finally going to do what I should have done years ago and put a bullet right between that snake's eyes. And move on to better things, as you're forever and ever dignified, no limits champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, this following contest is scheduled for one fall. Already in the ring is Riley Dawson. And introducing his opponent, Relentless Walter Scott.
Ladies and gentlemen, while I'm still in utter shock at what we all just witnessed, the show must go on, and it's going on with Walter Scott. Walter Scott, of course, made his Danger Zone Wrestling debut in the Race to the Top ladder match, which of course was won by Kevin Wunderman. But Walter Scott definitely made enough of an impression to warrant a full-time contract with DZW. And tonight he gets to prove himself in the big lights. He gets to prove himself in front of the crowd here at Revive. Ladies and gentlemen, this match has begun. Walter Scott sizing up Riley Dawson. And now Scott hyping up the crowd. And wait, he's daring Riley Dawson to try him. And Riley Dawson with some nasty forearm shots. But Walter Scott baited him in. And now Dawson stuck in the corner. And there's a discus forearm. Riley Dawson might be out. Now Scott stomping on the arm. And now Walter Scott, vertical suplex. Walter Scott, of course, known in El Dorado Championship Wrestling as the ECW NXT Hardcore Champion. And he is dominating Riley Dawson here tonight. And now Scott sending Riley into the ropes and meets him with a knee strike. And Walter Scott lights out. Lights out for Riley Dawson.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by way of pinfall, Relentless, Walter Scott.
Walter Scott put his hard-hitting ability on full display here tonight in front of this Revive crowd. Made relatively quick work of Riley Dawson. And ladies and gentlemen, I would add Relentless Walter Scott as a name to watch in Danger Zone Wrestling. But up next is a match with more personal implications. Adrian Dawkins takes on the powerful, imposing Amir.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, representing the Young Bloods, Adrian Dawkins.
Adrian Dawkins found himself in the crosshairs of Amir from Maximum Attitude. It was a four-way contest. Adrian Dawkins, Amir, Kevin Wunderman, and Liam North. Kevin Wunderman walked out the victor, and Amir decided to take out his frustration on Adrian Dawkins. Amir was the one that was pinned. It had nothing to do with Adrian Dawkins, but apparently Amir does not see it that way. Of course, Amir took it a step further by assaulting Adrian Dawkins after he lost his King of Flight tournament match to Takeru Yukimura. And again, why Adrian Dawkins has become the focus of Amir's wrath is beyond logic to me. But Adrian Dawkins is not going to back down from a fight. And he's going to get one against Amir.
Introducing his opponents, Amir.
Imagine pissing off this tower of a human being. Now, as far as Amir is concerned, why he shortened his name to Amir, I don't know. Why he's wearing a Wendy's shirt, I don't know. Neither of those things make sense to me whatsoever, but when you're this man's size, I guess you can do whatever you want. Oh, I'm not going to question him on it. But Amir slowly walking down to the ring. This man has the ability to put the fear of God into people, and I am not envious of Adrian Dawkins' position at all. But it should be interesting how these styles clash. Adrian Dawkins, of course, the high flyer, more agile by a country mile. But Amir is just physically dominant. And ladies and gentlemen, this match has begun, and dear God, Adrian Dawkins ran right towards Amir, and Amir stopped him with the boot. And Adrian Dawkins had an uphill battle to begin with, and he definitely has one now. And Amir daring him to get back into the ring and fight. And Adrian Dawkins with kick after kick. And oh wait, with the clothesline, it didn't even phase Amir. There's another one. Amir finally backed up into the corner. Kick number one. Adrian Dawkins isn't done. Kick number two. And kick number three finally takes Amir off his feet. And oh, wait a minute. Double leg drop. Adrian Dawkins is usually fun-loving, but he is all business against Amir. And Amir sweeping Adrian Dawkins, whatever he was going for, Amir stopped it. Wait, Amir was going for something, but missed Adrian Dawkins a couple times. And sideswiped the side kick. And Amir with an Olympic slam. And notice how he just twisted Adrian Dawkins in the air. And now Dawkins in the corner. And a wicked clothesline. And Adrian Dawkins needing the assistance of the ropes to help him get up. But I don't think anything's gonna help him in this match. And Amir in control. Dawkins stuck in the corner. And now Perks on the top rope. Wait, Dawkins might be showing signs of life, but again gets thrown down by Amir. And Amir just dropping Dawkins. And dear God, pop-up power slam to Adrian Dawkins. Count to 3, count to 300. This match is over.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by way of pinfall, Amir.
I can commend Adrian Dawkins by giving it a fighting shot, but Amir was just too much for Adrian Dawkins. Wait a minute. We just heard about the Ben Hopkins tag team partner search. And now Mason Krack is beating what I'm getting word of my headset is Arden Burks. Mason Krack is beating the hell out of Arden Burks for reasons I do not know. Krack looks like he's trying to take out the competition in the Ben Hopkins tag team partner search, as he is using that chair over and over again on Arden Burks. Krack just destroying this man because he's chronic. I don't understand the logic behind this at all. Mason Krack taking matters into his own hands as far as this tournament is concerned. And Arden Burks against the table, and I do not like where this is going at all. And Mason Krack slamming Arden Burks down onto that table, and we may need medical help.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a special attraction singles bout scheduled for one fall. Introducing first is the inaugural winner of the Danger Zone Wrestling Race to the Top, the world's most wonderful man, Kevin Wunderman.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match was not previously announced for the Revive card, but both of these men have simply been too impressive to be ignored and to be left off the card for Revive. So DZW officials scheduled a match between these two competitors. Kevin Wunderman, of course, no slouch. He still has a guaranteed shot at the DZW Heritage Championship at a click review of his choice. He calls himself the world's most wonderful man, but he may have his, might have met his match, considering who his opponent is. But Kevin Wunderman looks unfazed, looks undeterred. This should be an exciting matchup.
And introducing his opponent, he remains unpinned, unsubmitted in Danger Zone Wrestling. This is Bison.
And here he comes. That mountain of a man is Bison. Bison, of course, one of the most impressive members of the DZW roster, has been red hot as of late. And I ask this question every time Bison is on a DZW show. When is he going to get a shot at championship gold? Seems that Bison has been kind of left out in the cold as far as the title pictures in DZW have been concerned. But tonight is a chance to prove that he should not be overlooked, to prove that he should be first in line for a championship shot in the future. Of course, Kevin Wonderman already has a guaranteed match for the Heritage Championship, but a win over Bison would not hurt Kevin Wonderman's prospects for the Heritage title or any championship in DZW for that matter. This match is pretty much for the purpose of impressing Danger Zone Wrestling officials. Both of these men wanting to show what they have to offer. Kevin Wonderman at a clear size handicap. You know, Kevin Wonderman was going to come out the gate swinging, but Bison had other plans, and now Kevin Wonderman is getting beat around the ring. The world's most wonderful man definitely isn't looking so wonderful right now, but I spoke too soon. Wonderman has Bison in the corner. And oh my goodness, twisting crossbody from Kevin Wonderman. And temporarily has Bison under his control as he is swinging with right hands. And now Kevin Wonderman looks like he was going for a neck breaker. Bison had other plans, and there's a German suplex folding Kevin Wonderman like an accordion. And now Kevin Wonderman just getting beaten to shreds. Bison, of course, quite the striker, going for the pin. And no. Bison probably one of the best hand-to-hand strikers in DZW today. And Wonderman going for that neck breaker that he missed earlier. And it's a forearm strike. And now an elbow. And Kevin Wonderman with the face buster. Planting Bison down. Will Kevin Wonderman go for a pinfall attempt? And no. Said he's going to take his sweet time with Bison. Bison backed up in the corner. Is Kevin Wonderman thinking crossbody again? And oh, instead he thinks enziguri. Might have taken Bison's head clean off, but Bison kicks out at 2. Kevin Wonderman can't let himself get frustrated. He must take advantage of every opportunity he has to get a victory over Bison. It looks like he's about to do that. Kevin Wonderman might go airborne. And instead misses. And Bison with the brutal headbutt. You know, we've seen this before. Senton. And another senton, possibly crushing the ribs of Kevin Wonderman. And another German suplex. Kevin Wonderman had other ideas. And there's a neck breaker. Kevin Wonderman with the DDT, planting Bison face first into the mat. Will Kevin Wonderman be the first man to pin Bison 2, and Bison again out at the count of 2. And now Bison again with the strikes, punches, and kicks. And a double knee to the face. Once you get Bison on the roll, it is hard to stop him. And he's showing it here tonight. I think Bison was thinking spine buster. Kevin Wonderman dodged it. And it ends a Geary. And now waiting for Bison to get to his feet. Kevin Wonderman, face buster to Bison. Will this do the trick? Kevin Wonderman and Bison launching Kevin Wonderman out. Kevin Wonderman was thinking enziguri again. Bison had other ideas. Wonderman back in the corner. And now Bison placing Kevin Wonderman on the top rope. Not many good things happen up here. And now Bison, Falcon Arrow, thought he was going for a superplex, but instead rotated his body. And Kevin Wonderman may be in trouble. Bison has him. Underhook pile driver. Possibly the most brutal bone-crushing move in Danger Zone Wrestling. And now Bison dragging Kevin Wonderman's lifeless carcass to the center of the ring. And Bison wins.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's your winner by way of pinfall, Bison.
So I ask the question again, ladies and gentlemen, when is Bison going to get a title shot? He's been beating people up left and right. He's been winning left and right, but still no championship opportunity. But ahead of our No Limits Championship match here tonight, we're going to hear from the challenger, Jake Hyde.
The King of Flight tournament. We would get a little glimpse into the future as we would see me, Jake Hyde, completely obliterate everything that was in my path. And while I was the one to stand tall in the end, Drew Cutler just had to get the last laugh. Well, laugh while you can, Drew. Because come Revive, there won't be anything funny for you anymore. You can win all the little battles that you want. But at the end of the war, it's going to be you with your back flat on the mat, looking up at the lights, looking up at your new No Limits champion. Drew, you may know a thing or two about Jake Hyde. But I got a trick or two up this old sleeve. A couple of tricks that you wouldn't even know about if you were half as good as I am. I'll see you out in that ring.
These two men have been at each other's throats for what seems like ages, but it all comes down to this night for the DZW No Limits Championship. The history between these two men all started at Night of Flight.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is what it's all about, the DZW No Limits Championship. They both deserve to be champion, and they're just teeing away at each other. And wait a minute, no! Elbow! And wait a minute, super kick to Jake Hyde, the referee's down. The referee got knocked down by that elbow. Wait, Drew Cutler going to the outside, probably had to take a breather. And oh, wait a minute!
Wait a minute.
No, please, not like this, no!
He wasn't going to actually pull down.
No! This is how we crown our first No Limits champion?
You're not going to be getting a rematch for this No Limits title anytime soon, Mr. Hyde. I move forward, and I move forward to this King of Flight tournament because I have been notified that whoever wins that tournament gets another shot at me, and it's just the same story over and over and over again. This company wants me to lose. You're not going to win this tournament. No. It's going to be the same thing that happened in Night of Flight, but it's going to be worse. You're going to lose in the first round, Jake. And I'll be right there to laugh in your face.
More disrespectful comments from Drew Cutler, but Jake Hyde is making a beeline for the ring. And Jake Hyde kicked to the stomach. Oh wait, he's going for hide and seek, and he hits it on Drew Cutler. Hyde splashing a hide and seek as Matt Black in trouble. And Jake Hyde is your king of flight. Drew Cutler ruining this moment, laying out both Jake Hyde and Matt Black. You talk about sportsmanship, Drew Cutler has absolutely none of it. But we now know that Drew Cutler will be defending the No Limits Championship against Jake Hyde. It all comes down to this. We have been waiting on this match for what seems like forever. Jake Hyde has been trying to get another shot at the DZW No Limits Championship. Won the King of Flight tournament and is here tonight to challenge Drew Cutler. And it seems like he has the crowd fully on his side. Jake Hyde looks more focused than ever. Of course, it was not an easy path to winning the King of Flight tournament. Beating Michael Stone, beating Krack, beating John Blackos, beating Matt Black. Jake Hyde went through hell to win that tournament, and it brought him here to Revive to face Drew Cutler one more time, get one more shot at the DZW No Limits Championship. Jake Hyde has been determined to get his hands on Drew Cutler after all these two men have been through, after all that Drew Cutler has put Jake Hyde through. We finally get to see the two of them one-on-one for the No Limits Championship, one-on-one to settle this rivalry once and for all. And here comes the champion, Drew Cutler. Dignified Drew Cutler, at the moment the longest reigning active champion in Danger Zone Wrestling, winning that title, of course, at Night of Flight, beating Jake Hyde in a 2 out of 3 falls match. It was a classic contest between two very talented competitors up until Drew Cutler decided to take a chair to Jake Hyde's back to score the pin and to become the No Limits champion. And since then, Drew Cutler, to his credit, has beaten many challengers in his path. He's beaten Paradox, he's beaten Double X, he even beat Sean Stevens, granted by dubious means. Drew Cutler has done everything in his power to stay No Limits champion, but will it be enough to beat Jake Hyde once again? Drew Cutler as of late has had strong words for the No Limits division, had strong words for Jake Hyde earlier, saying that he will never get a shot and he will never get his hands on the No Limits Championship as long as Drew Cutler is still breathing. Whether or not that will prove to actually be the case is going to be determined shortly, ladies and gentlemen. Cutler, you can see warming up for what may be his final No Limits Championship defense. And folks, let's make our way towards the ring announcements.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the Danger Zone Wrestling No Limits Championship. Introducing first, the challenger. He is the winner of the King of Flight tournament, Jake Hyde. And his opponent, he is the winner of the inaugural Night of Flight tournament and the reigning, defending Danger Zone Wrestling No Limits champion, Dignified Drew Cutler.
Drew Cutler proudly hoisting the championship he has defended and retained by any means necessary. But will he be handing it over to the referee for the last time? Will it finally be Jake Hyde's time, or will the reign of Drew Cutler continue? That, my friends, is what it's all about, the top prize in the No Limits division. And now Jake Hyde running straight towards Drew Cutler. Jake Hyde not trying to waste any time, knowing that his chance is precious, knowing that he may never get another shot at the No Limits Championship if he can't dethrone Drew Cutler. And obviously that's being the champion's mind. Jake Hyde running towards Drew Cutler, and Drew Cutler pulling the rope and sending Jake Hyde to the outside. Now Drew Cutler baiting Jake Hyde. And it seemed to have worked as Drew Cutler hits a suplex. And now Jake Hyde reeling. And Cutler with the stun gun. And now Drew Cutler biting the fingers of Jake Hyde. That's what I mean by any means necessary, even some means that are unnecessary. Drew Cutler will do anything to stay No Limits champion. And another stun gun. Drew Cutler trying to finish this off early. And Jake Hyde gets the arm up at the count of 2. And you see the left shoulder lifted from the mat. And keep in mind, Drew Cutler has been fresh for a while. His last match, of course, at Maximum Attitude, retaining against Shawn Stevens due to a distraction from Krack. Well, Jake Hyde just fought in a very grueling King of Fight tournament, having classic bouts all the way through. But now Jake Hyde launching Drew Cutler to the outside. And Jake Hyde looking to go airborne. Incoming! Jake Hyde with a drop kick. Jake Hyde flying right into Drew Cutler. And he's looking to do the same thing again. And there's a crossbody that did not connect all the way. Messy with the execution, but Drew Cutler is down. Oh, wait, no, Drew Cutler beating Jake Hyde back to his feet. There's a slam from Jake Hyde. And now the challenger dragging Drew Cutler to the center of the ring. And there's a senton splash. But Jake Hyde was going for a German suplex. Drew Cutler with a reversal. And oh wait, Drew Cutler lifting Jake Hyde into a gut buster. Going for the pin on Jake Hyde, and no. Drew Cutler jaw-jacking with the referee. Obviously wanting to get this match done as quickly as possible. To date, we have never seen a man take Drew Cutler to his limit like Jake Hyde. But after all the months of verbal abuse, after all the months of insults, these two men are finally facing each other once again. Now Jake Hyde with the neck breaker to Drew Cutler. Now wait, Jake Hyde was taking attitude adjustment. Drew Cutler telegraphed that. And Cutler with a drop kick to the side of Hyde's face. And Drew Cutler wasting little time as he runs and rams his knee into the side of Jake Hyde's face. And the challenger kicks out and Drew Cutler is livid. Drew Cutler, is he thinking Cutler cutter, and instead knocks Jake Hyde back down. An impressive maneuver from Drew Cutler, using Jake's arm against him. And Drew Cutler has Jake Hyde in the Boston Crab. Is Jake Hyde going to tap out? Will Drew Cutler retain? And instead, Jake Hyde choosing to fight. The challenger lives by the mantra, faith in Jake Hyde. But does he have enough faith in him to become the No Limits champion? Going for the pin on Drew Cutler, 1, 2, and Drew Cutler kicks out at the count of 2. No, wait. Jake Hyde going for a suplex. Drew Cutler managed to escape. Now Jake Hyde trapped in the corner. And it does not look good for the challenger. What is Drew Cutler doing? And oh my goodness! Suplex to the outside of the ring. And with that move, Drew Cutler has placed himself firmly in the driver's seat of this contest. Obviously, the crowd showing their appreciation. That move had to take something out of champion and challenger alike. And again, Drew Cutler back in the Boston Crab. Jake Hyde landing square on his back. Drew Cutler using that Boston Crab to place more pressure on Jake Hyde's back. But again, Jake Hyde gets out of the Boston Crab. And Jake Hyde, German suplex, cover 2. Drew Cutler escapes. Now wait a minute, Jake Hyde, are we thinking hide and seek? And Drew Cutler says no, clothesline instead. Drew Cutler was about to kiss his championship reign goodbye if Jake Hyde connected with hide and seek. And now the challenger firmly on the top rope. And is Drew Cutler thinking another superplex to the outside? And no, instead, Drew Cutler gut-wrenched, launching Jake Hyde to the center of the ring. And Jake Hyde in a bad position. Is this the Cutler cutter? And Jake Hyde, no. Jake Hyde was about to kiss his No Limits Championship hopes goodbye. But escaping the Cutler cutter might have done the trick. And now Drew Cutler's in the danger zone. But Jake Hyde with the DDT. Opting not to go to the top rope, opting not to put more pressure on his back. Is now Jake Hyde, Celtic Cross. You gotta believe he's going for hide and seek once again. Does he have it this time? And yes, he does. Jake Hyde hit the hide and seek. And could we be looking at the new DZW No Limits champion? Jake Hyde going for the pin. We have a new No Limits champion. And no. Drew Cutler got the shoulder up. How? I do not know. Now Jake Hyde going up top. 450 and misses. Drew Cutler avoided the 450 and Michinoku driver. Will the Michinoku driver put Jake Hyde away? And no. Drew Cutler with a thump to the eye, uncalled for. But again, any means necessary, anything for Drew Cutler to remain the No Limits champion. And now the Dignified One, we don't see him fly often. As he lands that elbow from the second rope. Again, Drew Cutler has a very conservative offensive style. Prefers not to fly often, prefers not to do anything flashy. But in a high-stakes match like this, you have to pull out all the stops. Wait, Drew Cutler was going for something, but Jake Hyde shifting his momentum mid-air to counter Drew Cutler. And the Dignified One gets hit with an elbow. Jake Hyde, new champion, pin 2 and no. What a match we are witnessing, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, Drew Cutler is still reeling from that hide and seek, but there's a thump to the eye. Drew Cutler with snake eyes. And there's an uppercut. Pop-up uppercut. And Drew Cutler might have secured the No Limits Championship. But Jake Hyde still fighting. How Jake Hyde can even see how his vision isn't compromised is a miracle. But Jake Hyde still fighting, still finding a way to stay alive in this match. But Drew Cutler taking him to town. Now Jake Hyde sending Drew Cutler back into the corner, launching himself at the Dignified One. Cutler again trapped in the corner. And now getting perched on the top rope again. Last time either man was in this position, it did not end well for Jake Hyde. Oh, wait a minute. Drew Cutler hit the Cutler Cutter. Drew Cutler with the Cutler Cutter. And Jake Hyde's No Limits Championship aspirations might fade away before our very eyes. 1, 2, and no! Jake Hyde lifted the shoulder up. And Drew Cutler at this point has to be wondering what it is gonna take. And it might take that Boston Crab. Drew Cutler has Jake Hyde trapped. Again, going for that Boston Crab the third time in this match. And Jake Hyde again escaping. Jake Hyde climbing to the top rope. Drew Cutler stopping him dead in his tracks. And now Drew Cutler. What's he going for here? Butterfly suplex. Again, Jake Hyde landing on his back. You have to take a move from that high, send shockwaves through your system. And again, Jake Hyde Celtic cross. Celtic cross from Jake Hyde. And Jake Hyde isn't done. And there's a knee to Drew Cutler's neck. And now Jake Hyde has Drew Cutler in the Dragon Sleeper. Standing Dragon Sleeper. Will Jake Hyde win the No Limits Championship? Drew Cutler is in serious trouble. And Drew Cutler stepping out. We have a new No Limits champion. After so long, after so much fighting, Jake Hyde has finally got what he has fought for all along, and that is the No Limits Championship. And you gotta hand it to Drew Cutler. He had quite the reign. He beat all challengers. But Jake Hyde having to pull something that we've never seen him do before.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's your winner by way of submission, and the new Danger Zone Wrestling No Limits Champion, Jake Hyde.
The hide and seek did not get the job done, but Jake Hyde turning to a submission, turning to a Dragon Sleeper to become the No Limits Champion. And ladies and gentlemen, quite frankly, it is well deserved on the part of Jake Hyde. But wait a minute, Mason Chronic again? Mason Chronic beating up Billy Baker now. Chronic already destroyed Arden Burks earlier, and he's looking to do the same to Billy Baker. And oh my God, Mason Chronic has a fire extinguisher. And now using it on Billy Baker. I don't understand the purpose behind this. But if I had to guess again, Mason Chronic taking out the competition in the Ben Hopkins tag team partner search. This is a disgusting method of eliminating your competition, but Chronic not necessarily known for his morals. Four men in this tournament. Arden Burks is already out of commission. And Chronic looking to do the same to Billy Baker. And again, my God. Well, folks, looks like we're going to need two stretchers here tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following is a Falls Count Anywhere match, where the only way to win is by pinfall or submission. Introducing first, Devin Storm.
From one personal war to another, Devin Storm is finally going to get his hands on his former best friend, Bryan Moxley. But again, Falls Count Anywhere, it does favor the Sandman. Like, I honestly doubt Devin Storm even cares. Devin Storm knows what he has to do. He knows he has to walk out of here with a win. To finally close the story, to finally close the book on his blood war with Bryan Moxley.
Introducing his opponent, representing the downfall, the Sandman, Bryan Moxley.
Bryan Moxley opting to come out alone. And it just goes to show you the focus that Bryan Moxley and Devin Storm have on each other. No Azrael, no Gabriel. It is just these two settling it once and for all. Devin Storm and Bryan Moxley, of course, friends for many years while they were both younger. Moxley was bitter that when Devin Storm got hired for DZW, he did nothing to bring him along. Allegedly nothing. We do not know the really ins and outs of that. But Moxley has made it his personal mission to make Devin Storm's life a living hell. Even fooling Devin Storm into believing that all was well. Both men challenged for the Danger Zone Wrestling Tag titles at Pandemonium. With Bryan Moxley pulling up the wool for everyone's eyes and betraying Devin Storm, leaving him, beating him to the wolves, and then kicking his head between the ring post. Again, so much history between these two, and it finally gets settled here at Revive. Ladies and gentlemen, I quite honestly doubt that there's going to be rest holds or headlocks. This is about two men fighting a battle over a long-standing friendship. And as you can see, these two fighting straight from the jump. And Devin Storm getting the better of the exchange temporarily, but Bryan Moxley, these two just trading fists. And Devin Storm with the boot sending Bryan Moxley down. Now the Sandman trying to recuperate in the corner. And Devin Storm, tornado DDT. Devin Storm, if you could describe him in one word, gutsy would be the word to use. He took on every single member of the Downfall alone and was actually handily destroying Bryan Moxley until Gabriel, the X Factor, got involved and helped win the match on behalf of the Downfall. But Bryan Moxley knows that he doesn't have the Downfall by his side. He needs to do this alone. And again, per rules of Falls Count Anywhere, no countouts, no disqualification. And Moxley, the Sandman, sending Devin Storm into the crowd. This match has descended into chaos from the beginning. Now Bryan Moxley has Devin Storm against that barrier and smashing his head against it. Referee doing the right thing, letting these two fight, letting these two duke it out. And this match seems to be firmly in the control of the Sandman. As again, Devin Storm getting sent into the barrier. And Moxley tossing Devin Storm onto the floor. Oh, this is looking bad for Devin Storm. And again, I spoke too soon as Devin Storm counters with the Bulldog. Now Storm fighting back, and Moxley getting sent gut first into the table. Devin Storm adding more pain to the stomach region with the gut buster. Now Devin Storm inflicting punishment onto the Sandman. Referee keeping a clear distance away, which is probably the smart move. Definitely don't want to get caught in the crossfire between these two. And Bryan Moxley making a beeline for Devin Storm, knocking him to the ground. Oh, Devin Storm up against the table, and oh, Moxley has a chair. And was testing it out, but wait a minute. Devin Storm went for a bulldog and the table collapsed. And now looking to take full advantage. Cover, 2, and Moxley kicks out. Storm sending Moxley through the table. And now Storm has a chair. He's gonna splatter Moxley's brains. We've seen this from Devin Storm before. Sidewalk slam into a reverse DDT. Is Devin Storm gonna hit Eye of the Storm? And Moxley getting out of it. And now Moxley has Devin Storm by the hair. Uh-oh. Moxley and Storm up. And now Storm goes through the table. Moxley saying turnabout fair play. You put me through a table, I'll put you through a table. But will it do it for Bryan Moxley? And it won't. Moxley obviously a little disappointed that powerbombing Devin Storm through the table did not get him the 3 count. Now Moxley has a kendo stick. And now using that on Devin Storm. And again, whacking Devin Storm with that kendo stick. A weapon in the hands of any normal man is just a weapon for Bryan Moxley. It's a weapon of mass destruction as he mows down Devin Storm again. Moxley now has Devin Storm by the hair. And he's walking him back towards the ringside area. And now Moxley dropping Storm with the right hand. And back out of the ring, the Sandman goes. And looks like Moxley's pulling out a ladder. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is not a ladder match. But anything and everything is allowed to be used as a weapon in this match. And now Devin Storm grabbing a table. From my experience, a ladder and a table is a very bad combination. As now Devin Storm slamming Moxley's head into the ring post. It was that same ring post that Moxley tried to crush Devin's skull with at Pandemonium. And another gutbuster. Moxley countering Devin Storm with the right hand. And now slamming Devin's head back into that ring post, and you can hear the thud, and another one. That'll give you a concussion, or at the very least a headache. And Devin Storm took 2 of those shots in rapid succession. As now Moxley has a ladder. Devin Storm trying to come to his senses. But he took too much time as Moxley now has Devin Storm with the suplex directly onto the table. And I can't tell whether that's I think Bryan Moxley is busted open. I can't tell whether that's face paint or blood. From where I'm looking, I'm thinking blood. And Moxley hitting Devin Storm with that ladder. And now Moxley setting up the ladder. He has the chair. They're trying to splatter Devin Storm's brains. How many things has Moxley hit Storm with in this match? There's a shot to the back. But Devin Storm knocks the chair out of Moxley's hands. And it's very clear from here now, that is a Crimson Mask. Now Devin Storm Clotheslines and a drop kick. Devin Storm feeding off the energy from this crowd. He went for this earlier. Will he hit it a second time? Sidewalk slam, reverse DDT, and Bryan Moxley landing the back of his head onto that chair. Moxley's incapacitated. Devin Storm looking to capitalize. Now Moxley realizing he was being set up to go through that table. And oh, wait a minute. Bryan Moxley, Uranagi slam. Going for the pin on Storm. 2. And Storm out at 2. And now Bryan Moxley setting up Storm against that table. But Storm pushing Moxley away. And now Storm in control of Moxley. And oh, wait a minute. Flapjack! And Moxley goes through the table for a second time. Moxley went through the table again. And Devin Storm has him up. Eye of the Storm directly onto the debris. Now Devin Storm dragging Moxley to the center of the ring. And oh, Devin Storm quickly climbing that ladder. Oh, you can't tell me he's gonna jump. And oh my goodness! Elbow on a Bryan Moxley from the ladder. And Devin Storm has won this match.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by way of pinfall, Devin Storm.
Devin Storm came to Revive with one goal in mind, and that was to put Bryan Moxley down once and for all. And it looks like he accomplished that, but not without pain, not without sacrifice. Devin Storm, of course, putting Moxley through the table, the second table that Moxley went through in this match. Eye of the Storm, and then that leap of faith from the ladder, hitting the elbow from what had to be 20 feet in the air. But nonetheless, Bryan Moxley has been vanquished at the hands of Devin Storm. But as we continue tonight, we have more action in store. Shawn Stevens taking on the former general manager of DZW, the hardcore icon, Krack.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, he is the former and inaugural Danger Zone Wrestling Champion, the submission specialist, Shawn Stevens.
As mentioned earlier during the No Limits Championship match, this all started between Shawn Stevens and Krack when Krack interrupted his championship opportunity against Drew Cutler and eventually cost Shawn Stevens the match and then brutally assaulted him after the fact. Shawn Stevens, of course, took exception to this, and after Krack lost to Jake Hyde in the the King of Flight tournament, Shawn Stevens took matters into his own hands, putting Krack in the sharpshooter. So that brings us here tonight, these two men going one-on-one.
And introducing his opponent, he is one of the most decorated individuals in all of Claw Wrestling, the hardcore icon, Krack.
Krack may be the hardcore icon, but he is no slouch in terms of any form of wrestling. Krack, former COH Internet Champion, former Tag Team Champion in COH, current Tag Team Champion in AWF. Again, Krack is a well-versed individual in Claw Wrestling. Krack, up until recently, of course, was the general manager of Danger Zone Wrestling. DZW opted to go in a new direction, leaving the authority figures to simply the board of directors. Krack felt slighted by that and decided to take it out on Shawn Stevens of all people. And Krack, to his credit, made it far in the King of Flight tournament, making it all the way to the Final Four along with Takeru Yukimura, Matt Black, and Jake Hyde. Krack, of course, defeating Liam North and Scrap Boogie before losing to Jake Hyde. But Krack will definitely put himself in the championship picture if he can score a victory over a former DZW champion. Now Shawn Stevens backing Krack into the corner. The referee opting to separate them, and Krack slapping Shawn Stevens across the face. Shawn Stevens obviously taking exception to that. And Shawn Stevens, we mentioned Bison earlier, Shawn Stevens is definitely a man you do not want to get into a striking contest with. You will lose every time. Shawn Stevens, noted striker, noted technician in the ring. Krack, known for being a straight brawler. As now Shawn Stevens. Oh, wait a minute. Shawn Stevens was thinking suicide dive. Krack stopped him in his tracks with the right hand. Quick thinking on the part of Krack. Now Shawn Stevens backed into the corner. Krack leaving very little room for air, and there's a chop. Krack, despite not being known for his high-flying ability, he did quite well for himself against high flyers in the King of Flight tournament. Shawn Stevens is also a high flyer, so you have to think that Krack will be employing the strategies he used in the King of Flight tournament, and you can see right there, Krack going right after the arm of Shawn Stevens. Krack pretty much bases his arsenal around setting his opponents up for that armbar, and you could see it on full display there. And think about it like this. If Shawn Stevens does not have full use of his arms, it will be hard for him to lock in that sharpshooter. As now Krack going for the pin. 2. And Shawn Stevens out at the count of 2. Krack arguing with the referee, obviously seeing things differently. And now Krack going after his legs now. And back after that arm. Krack, he's operating at a methodical pace in this match, and again, right after the arm, this time double knees. And now stomping again. And Shawn Stevens out at the count of 2 again. Ladies and gentlemen, what a night we've already witnessed. We've already crowned a new No Limits champion in Jake Hyde. We saw the demise of a tag team as Shawn Walsh attacked Steven Syntax, declaring that he's on his own, declaring his personal revival. What that means, I don't know. But Shawn Stevens fighting back against Jay with a series of kicks. Oh, Shawn Stevens daring Krack to get up. When Shawn Stevens gets fired up, there is no stopping him. And now just slapping Krack. There's the kicks to the midsection. And Krack is down. Going for the pin, Shawn Stevens, 2. Krack out at 2. Shawn Stevens has been on a noted path to redemption. He took some time off after losing to Cobie, Vinson at Pandemonium. And now Shawn Stevens Northern Light suplex, but Krack's legs were under the ropes. Shawn Stevens took some time off after Pandemonium, came back to face and defeat Drew Cutler at DZWCaw All-Stars, earning himself a No Limits Championship opportunity. Now Shawn Stevens calling Krack up. Is Shawn Stevens gonna fly? Moonsault. Shawn Stevens might have tweaked the knee a little bit, but he doesn't seem to care. As I was saying, Shawn Stevens earned himself a No Limits Championship opportunity against Drew Cutler at Maximum Attitude, which Jay Krack ruined. Now what Shawn Stevens looking to do? And oh, wait a minute! DDT! Using the ropes to assist him. Will it do the job against Jay Krack? And no. Now, Shawn Stevens. Now, Shawn Stevens going after the arm of Jay Krack. And there's a stomp. Again, if Jay Krack does not have use of his arms, he cannot hold that armbar in. As now Shawn Stevens going for a kneeling dragon sleeper. But will Jay Krack submit against a submission specialist? And Jay Krack mounting enough strength to throw Shawn Stevens off. And now going right after the knee. As now Jay Krack, what's he going for here? Oh wait, Shawn Stevens getting out of the way. It looked like Jay Krack was going for a kick of some sorts. But Shawn Stevens saw it coming. Now Shawn Stevens looking to take advantage of a prone Jay Krack. He's going airborne but misses the elbow. And Jay Krack with a drop kick. Now Shawn Stevens at the mercy of Jay Krack. And oh wait, I don't know if Jay Krack was going double arm DDT or suplex. Either way, Shawn Stevens telegraphed it. And going for that elbow, but did not connect all the way. I think he caught Jay Krack on his side. Shawn Stevens going back up top. Is he thinking elbow one more time? And again goes for the elbow, but does not hit it. And now Jay Krack connecting with the butterfly suplex. Going for the pin on Shawn Stevens. 1, 2, and no. Jay Krack, what wonders it would do for his stock in DZW if he beats a former DZW champion. Like I said, Jay Krack, one of the most accomplished individuals in car wrestling today. You'd have to think a victory over him would throw Shawn Stevens back into the title picture. It's all about bragging rights here tonight, but for these men, it's a little more personal. Now Shawn Stevens, is he going for a Rainmaker? No, he's going for a high knee. High knee to Jay Krack. And somehow Jay Krack kicks out. I think the last thing Jay Krack was expecting was a knee to the face. And now Shawn Stevens, is he going elbow one more time and instead going body splash? Shawn Stevens has went high risk a little too many times in this match for my comfort. It's only worked out for him a handful of times. But that last miss might do him in. Jay Krack with the spinning head kick. And Shawn Stevens is out. Jay Krack might win this match. And no! Shawn Stevens coming to his senses at 2.9. But obviously still reeling. And Jay Krack with the knee to the gut. Shawn Stevens kicked out of that head kick. But I don't think he'll kick out of this side kick. Jay Krack with the drive-by kick. And now follows it up with the armbar. Shawn Stevens is in a dangerous position But will he tap out to the armbar? The referee asking Shawn Stevens if he wants to quit. And you can see the pain on Shawn Stevens' face. But wait a minute. Shawn Stevens fights out and is punching Krack in the face. Now Stevens with the European uppercut. Shawn Stevens firing up, and there's a running knee to the face. Will Shawn Stevens win this match? And Krack kicks out. But now Shawn Stevens has him in the sharpshooter. Krack is in the sharpshooter. You can see him crawling to the ropes out of desperation, and Krack makes it. And now Shawn Stevens dragon suplex. And Krack out at 2. Both of these men have thrown so much at each other already, and Shawn Stevens again trying to fire himself up, trying to keep himself in this match, trying to stay undeterred. Clothesline number 1, clothesline number 2. Krack was going for a kick, but Shawn Stevens swept him. And now Shawn Stevens again striking combination and follows it up with the knee to the side of the head. Wait, what's Shawn Stevens thinking here? Shawn Stevens looks like he was trying to go for the fisherman driver, but Krack stops him with an enziguri. Now Krack leaving the ring. Might be trying to get a breather. Oh no, no. Krack has a chair. And Shawn Stevens has no clue. Krack just waiting, the referee counting him out. Will Shawn Stevens earn the disqualification victory? And Shawn Stevens knocking the chair out of Krack's hand. And now Shawn Stevens has the chair. Is Shawn Stevens going to attack Krack with the chair? Shawn Stevens is a man of honor, not known for taking shortcuts. You can see he has doubt on his face. Wait a minute, Krack taking full advantage, and there's another drive-by kick. Shawn Stevens landed face first onto that chair. And now what's Krack gonna do? Spinning head kick. Second spinning head kick. And Krack wins.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by way of pinfall, the hardcore icon, Krack.
Shawn Stevens clearly had doubts about using that chair. Krack took full advantage, and Shawn Stevens paid for it. But ladies and gentlemen, as we continue through the card, we still have 3 championship matchups. One of them, 2 out of 3 falls for the DZW Heritage Championship. And here he comes, the former DZW Heritage Champion, Alex Orion. Alex Orion, of course, won that championship in a tournament final at Awaken, defeating Michael Stone. Alex Orion had an impressive reign as Heritage Champion and even beat Kenshin Takayashi at Pandemonium. Eventually, those two were both inserted into a number 1 contenders match for the DZW Championship, losing to Cobie Vinson. And then, of course, at Maximum Attitude, Kenshin Takayashi bested Alex Orion for the DZW Heritage Championship. So tonight is the rubber match. Who is a better man between these two? 2 out of 3 falls for the DZW Heritage Championship. And here he comes, the new DZW Heritage Champion, Kenshin Takayashi. Takayashi walking into his first defense of the DZW Heritage Championship, becoming only the second Heritage Champion in history. We've already seen one championship change hands tonight. Will Kenshin Takayashi suffer the same fate? Well, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's get set for our ring announcements.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is a 2 out of 3 falls match for the Danger Zone Wrestling Heritage Championship. Introducing first the challenger. He is the former first ever Danger Zone Wrestling Heritage Champion, Car Wrestling's Grand Natural, Alex Orion. Introducing his opponent, he is the reigning, defending Danger Zone Wrestling Heritage Champion, Kenshin Takayashi.
Takayashi gazing at the championship he just recently won. Will Alex Orion unseat Kenshin Takayashi to become a 2-time Heritage Champion? The referee showing Alex Orion what this match is all about. The Danger Zone Wrestling Heritage Championship. Referee rings the bell and we are underway. 2 out of 3 falls. Now Kenshin Takayashi backing Alex Orion into the ropes. The referee going to separate them, and Alex Orion, classless. Alex Orion with a slap to Kenshin Takayashi. Now Takayashi has Alex Orion in a headlock. And now elbowing Alex Orion in the back of the head. Alex Orion trying to fight out of that headlock. Uses Takayashi's momentum to send him into the ropes. Ducks under and catches Takayashi with an elbow. Takayashi trying to get his senses together on the outside. Alex Orion following him. Remember, although this match is 2 out of 3 falls, disqualifications and countouts still apply. So if either of these men get disqualified or counted out, that's a fall against them and for the other man, as Alex Orion hits a neck breaker. This event, of course, is the first event in Danger Zone Wrestling history to stream live on Twitch. And of course, it's available on YouTube. Obviously, there's more opportunities and more platforms for DZW to appear on in the future, but for right now, we're moving strong with Twitch. Special thanks to Ryan Paul Jones for setting that up. As now Alex Orion going after the leg of Kenshin Takayashi. Ryan Paul Jones, of course, Cobie Vinson's manager, who I'm getting word that will not be at ringside for the championship match. Ryan Paul Jones obviously having the faith in his client to go it alone here tonight. But that's the main event. And right now is a Heritage Championship match with which Alex Orion is in control of. And Alex Orion with an elbow, and there's the kip up. Orion, of course, is cocky and as confident as he is. But Takayashi out at 2. How damaging it will be for the morale of Kenshin Takayashi if he were to lose the title back to Alex Orion in his very first defense. That Heritage Championship, of course, meant the world to Alex Orion, and he'd do anything to get it back, including break Takayashi's legs. Takayashi for a heavyweight Moves like a junior heavyweight. So Alex Orion is wise to go after the legs, try and slow Takayashi down. It's now Alex Orion with the knee. I don't know. I couldn't tell if that was his head or his back. But either way, it was effective. And Alex Orion has been dominant thus far. Think about it. It's not just about wearing your opponent down to get the first fall. It's about wearing your opponent down to get the second fall. Take as much out of them while you can, because you don't know if you'll have another opportunity. As Alex Orion, impressive athleticism, but Takayashi caught him. Takayashi throws him down. It's about 240 pounds that Takayashi caught like it was an empty cardboard box. Now Takayashi with the left. Now Takayashi, offensive flurry, clothesline. And Takayashi drop kick to the side of Alex Orion's head. Takayashi was back in control for a moment. But Alex Orion, that signature clothesline. And now back up to the middle rope. Alex Orion known for his slow, methodical offense. But occasionally he shows his bursts of athleticism. As you can see, Alex Orion wearing Takayashi down. Has him by the arm, and this looks painful. And of course, all submissions are painful, but this looks especially excruciating on Kenshin Takayashi. Takayashi flips his way out. And oh wait, DDT. Takayashi with the float over and planting Alex Orion. Alex Orion with the fireman's carry. Now Orion with an uppercut. And twisting suplex to Kenshin. Car Wrestling's Grand Natural has been in control for the majority of this match. Now we've seen this many times. Alabama Slam. Alabama Slam. Will Alex Orion score the first fall? And no. Remember, the first fall is very important. It could very well determine. Wait a minute. Kenshin Takayashi stopped the Orion plunge. And again, drop kick to the side of the head. First fall is very important. It determines the course of the rest of the match. Takayashi was throwing his full force onto Alex Orion. And Takayashi paid the price for going high risk. Is now Alex Orion going for Orion plunge again. And oh wait, Takayashi hits a high angle power bomb on Alex Orion. Power bomb to Alex Orion. Will it do it for the first fall? And no. Obviously, both of these men would love a clean sweep a la the Golden State Warriors and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now Kenshin Takayashi with kicks to the head, and Alex Orion stopping another kick. And Alex Orion, one of the best drop kicks in the business. Oh wait, Kenshin Takayashi sort of in the danger zone, but not quite. Either way, Alex Orion hits a neck breaker from the middle rope. That's thinking impact from that high up that targets the neck. Doesn't do wonders at all for Kenshin Takayashi, and another neck breaker. But Kenshin Takayashi, Alex Orion should have been more wise of his ring positioning. Now Orion, another neck breaker, and continuing to target the neck of Kenshin Takayashi. There's a knee right to the face. Wait, Alex Orion has Kenshin Takayashi up, hits the Uranagi, and as always, right into the Anaconda Vice. Alex Orion has Takayashi in the Vice. Will Takayashi submit? Alex Orion targeted that neck with purpose. And it might be Takayashi's downfall. And Takayashi taps out.
Ladies and gentlemen, Alex Orion has scored fall number 1 by submission.
Takayashi had no choice but to tap out and now finds himself at a disadvantage in this match. Wait, Alex Orion, I think, was he going Orion plunge? I will never know because Takayashi countered it. Takayashi knows now that his back is against the wall. Takayashi down 0-1. And Takayashi missing the boot to Alex Orion. And all that time, Takayashi took to hit the boot. Alex Orion countered, but Takayashi hits a fireman's carry. And Takayashi tosses Alex Orion outside the ring. Takayashi buying himself some time, but Takayashi on the top rope. Is he thinking air Takayashi? And no, instead he hits a side kick. What elevation he got on that move. And it goes to show you how desperate Takayashi is. He knows that he is one fall away from losing the Heritage Championship. And Takayashi with a diving crossbody. But as Takayashi did to Alex Orion earlier, Alex Orion caught him. Now what's Alex Orion going for? Another twisting suplex. And Alex Orion has to be comfortable knowing that he has a 1-0 lead on Takayashi, but Jesus, these strikes. And there's one last one for good measure. Will the series of strikes land Takayashi the second fall? And no. Takayashi with repeated kicks to the midsection of Alex Orion. Trying to take the air out of his lungs, and Takayashi with the spinning European uppercut. Takayashi with more strikes. Alex Orion, to his credit, is still getting up. But now, Kenshin Takayashi going back to the top rope. And he hits air Takayashi. Air Takayashi, but will it tie it up for Kenshin? And no. And now Alex Orion countering with the fireman's carry. Wait, plants Takayashi with the DDT. Now going for the pin. Will Alex Orion sweep the champion? And no. Alex Orion has dominated the majority of this match, but will his lead fade away before our very eyes? And oh wait, Takayashi with the sunset flip into a power bomb. Now Takayashi sends Alex Orion full force into the ropes. And he's going for it again. Sunset flip. 1, 2, and 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kenshin Takayashi has scored fall number 2 by pinfall.
Takayashi took Alex Orion by complete surprise. And now the match is evened up. But of course, Alex Orion knows that and is trying to inflict pain on Kenshin Takayashi to get that ever important final fall. Alex Orion has Kenshin Takayashi pinned to the ground. And oh, wait a minute. Takayashi getting himself free. And DDT, but Alex Orion counters into the Northern Lights. 1, 2, and Takayashi kicks out. Alex Orion, of course, upset that he did not get the 2-0 lead on Kenshin Takayashi. And now going back to what netted him his first fall, the neck breaker. Alex Orion back to targeting the neck. It's what made Takayashi helpless for the Anaconda Vice. But now both these men in clear desperation mode to win the third fall. Alex Orion with yet another neck breaker. Will it get him the Heritage Championship and Takayashi out at 2? See Alex Orion seething, livid, but he's going up top. And I'm waiting for Takayashi to make it to his feet. And there's a neck breaker from the top. Alex Orion has hit neck breaker after neck breaker. And Takayashi is still fighting. And now Alex Orion in the danger zone. And Takayashi lands a DDT. Planting Alex Orion directly on his face. And now Kenshin Takayashi finds himself in the danger zone, but frees himself. Oh, wait a minute. Diving sidekick. But Alex Orion again kicks out. What a match between these two men. Both of them deserve to be the Heritage Champion, but of course there can only be one. And now Alex Orion again going back to the well, neck breaker. And Alex Orion again in the Anaconda Vice. Anaconda Vice with Kenshin Takayashi trapped. Is he going to submit for a second time in this match to the Anaconda Vice? But Takayashi frees himself. And now Orion trapped in the corner. I think it was pretty flabbergasted that didn't work. And Takayashi with another top rope DDT. Is he going for another power bomb? Yes, he is. Up and down. But Kenshin Takayashi is not through with Alex Orion. But Alex Orion reverses. Oh, and he has him up. Will he hit it? Orion plunge. The Orion plunge to Kenshin Takayashi. Going for the cover. 1, 2, and no. Kenshin Takayashi just kicked out of the Orion plunge. Takayashi counters whatever Alex Orion was going for with the fireman's carry. Takayashi again with a series of kicks. And follows it up with the big shebang. Now Takayashi has Alex Orion in a pump handle, and there's a pump handle knee. Pump handle knee to Alex Orion. 1, 2, and Kenshin Takayashi is still the Heritage Champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of Fall battle number 3 by way of pinfall, securing a 2-1 victory, and still the Danger Zone Wrestling Heritage Champion, Kenshin Takayashi.
It took 2 straight falls to do it, but Kenshin Takayashi is still the champion. Of course, the Anaconda Vice is how Alex Orion scored the first fall. The second fall, Kenshin Takayashi took Alex Orion by complete and utter surprise to even the score at 1-1. And of course, for the final fall, Kenshin Takayashi got Alex Orion up and hit the pump handle knee. And there he is right there, your Heritage Champion. Now Kenshin Takayashi celebrating. Wait a minute, who's that over the barricade? I don't think Kenshin Takayashi sees it. That's Shawn Walsh. What is Shawn Walsh doing? Attacking Kenshin Takayashi. Kenshin Takayashi just had a hard-fought match. And the American-made villain, the Scorpion, assaulting the Heritage Champion, Stinger the Scorpion. Shawn Walsh said it was time for his revival. Oh, he's not done. He's not done with Kenshin Takayashi. Straight in the deathlock. Shawn Walsh has Kenshin Takayashi trapped in the deathlock. And he is not letting go. But finally he does. And oh, come on. Stinging the Scorpion again. Shawn Walsh said tonight was going to be his revival. And he just made a statement attacking the Heritage Champion. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting word through my headset that we're going backstage to hear from Geoffrey Alberton.
Ever since I stepped foot in DCW, it seems like I've been dropping the ball on every big opportunity I've gotten. Couldn't win the ladder match. Couldn't beat Mason Chronic. Couldn't beat the guy I faced in the first round of the KOF. A lot of people would have cracked under pressure by now. But, see, I've been in this business longer than you guys realize. See, but this may be the first time I'm admitting this, but I got a lot of work to do. The fact is that I'm 0-3 in DCW. I haven't even gotten a win yet. Means I have a lot of work to do. See, I can't bring that cocky attitude. I can't bring that arrogant prick that started in COH here to DCW. Because you saw what happened over there. Yeah, I held an undefeated streak for 3 consecutive months and fell flat on my face. I got stuck as a tag team guy. So here at DCW, it's going to be a little different. I'm trying to build that All-Britain legacy that I've been trying to set for the past 2 years now. And see, here at DCW, I finally got the competition that I deserve. This is where All-Britain will become legendary again. But first, I have to get out of this little shtick I got in a losing streak. Haven't really been making that much of a breakout impact the way I want to. But that doesn't mean I'm going to quit. Because a real All-Britain never quits. Try me if you want to. You're going to see that I'm a little bit more resilient than you realize. Management may not see it right now, but they will eventually. Because right now, I'm here to make my impact. Make my statement. Because I'm the black son of Call Freaking Wrestling. A lot of people may have forgotten who Geoffrey Alberton really is. But I guess now it's time for me to remind everybody who Geoffrey Alberton really is. And that time starts now.
Ladies and gentlemen, due to multiple competitors in the Ben Hopkins Tag Team Partner Search Tournament suffering injuries, the following contest is the tournament final by default. Introducing first, the Cyber Bully, Mason Chronic.
Wait a minute, this match is going to be the final of the tournament? I mean, of course, Mason Chronic took out Arden Burks. He took out Billy Baker. But there is still one more participant in this tournament that we do not know who it is. Mason Chronic decided to take the fight to the competitors in the Ben Hopkins Tag Team Partner Search very early on. And now he has one more man to go through to win this tournament, but we do not know who it is. Chronic obviously didn't find him and did not have time to prepare. So Chronic is going to this as blind as we all are. But who will win this match and become the Ben Hopkins brand's new tag team partner? Chronic obviously physically imposing, still only recently making his return to Call Wrestling after a multi-year hiatus. Known for being brash, known for being loud, known for being just a general miserable person to be around. Hence his entrance theme. The question remains though, who is Mason Chronic's opponent? We're going to find out very shortly.
Ladies and gentlemen, his opponent, making his Danger Zone Wrestling debut, GMR.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there is your answer. Mason Chronic's opponent is GMR. GMR, known to COH fans, known to AWF fans, known all over Call Wrestling. But GMR is now here in DZW. And Mason Chronic, granted, Mason Chronic took out Arden Burks and Billy Baker to make his path easier in the tournament. But by default, it made GMR's path in the tournament as easy as can be because all he has to do is beat Mason Chronic, which is honestly easier said than done. But it's easier to go through one man than it is to go through three. But the story here, ladies and gentlemen, GMR is officially a part of the Danger Zone Wrestling roster. Mason Chronic does not look pleased at all. And this match is underway. Who will be Ben Hopkins brand's new tag team partner? Mason Chronic has control of GMR. Mason Chronic, obvious size advantage on display as he drops GMR to his knees. And now elbowing GMR in his arm. As Chronic still has GMR in that hold. Wait, GMR now has Mason Chronic in a Fujiwara armbar. And now GMR targeting the arm of Mason Chronic. And repeated knees to the arm, but Chronic bites out. And Chronic was going for a kick, but GMR with the clothesline. How embarrassing would it be for Chronic if he were to take out most of the competitors in this tournament, only to lose to GMR in the final? And GMR running start right into a clothesline. GMR wasting no time going to the top rope. And the GMR gonna fly, but he misses. And Chronic German suplex with such force that GMR landed straight on his stomach. Now Mason Chronic, strike number 1, 2, and 3. Now referee got knocked down, but Mason Chronic again planting GMR with this time with the wheelbarrow suplex. Mason Chronic telling the referee to get up. And now Chronic with the boot to GMR, sensing that GMR was recuperating. And now GMR fighting his way back. GMR going back up top. It didn't work too well the first time, but it worked now. Elbow to the back. Will GMR? No, rope break. GMR was not cautious of his ring positioning, but again, he goes back up top. An elbow to Mason Chronic again. Elbow right to the back. Will it do it? And Chronic out at 1. And GMR is beside himself. Now GMR was looking to slam Chronic down. Chronic gets out of the way, and there's a T-bone. T-bone suplex to GMR. And what is Chronic looking to do now? One-handed spine buster. And Chronic has won this tournament.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by way of pinfall, and now the winner of the Ben Hopkins Tag Team Partner Search, Mason Chronic.
I don't at all agree with how he did it, but Mason Chronic has won this tournament and is now the Ben Hopkins Brand's Tag Team Partner. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get a quick look at our next Click Per-View event. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for our 4th of 5 championship matches. This time for the Call All-Stars champion. And here comes a man who has been synonymous with Call All-Stars over the last few years, AJ Young. AJ Young has made it his personal mission to get that Call All-Stars championship back around his waist. Remember, it was at AWF Meltdown that AJ Young lost the Call All-Stars championship to Goonie in a 3-way match involving Casey Gordon. AJ Young was not the man pinned, and Call All-Stars officials took that into account and scheduled him in a 4-way match for the Call All-Stars championship at Call All-Stars 9. That match, of course, involved the defending champion Goonie, Ben Hopkins, and Brandon Wolfe. What is especially embarrassing to AJ Young is that AJ Young was the first man eliminated in that match. The man who eliminated him, Brandon Wolfe, who of course went on to win the Call All-Stars championship. AJ Young looking to get back what he feels is rightfully his and become a record 3-time Call All-Stars champion. But becoming the Call All-Stars champion is easier said than done, especially when you're going up against this man, Brandon Wolfe. If Brandon Wolfe wins tonight, he has a date with Fisk at Call All-Stars 10. And remember, this wasn't always about the CAW All-Stars Championship, but ironically, it was at DZWCaw All-Stars where this issue started between Brandon Wolfe and AJ Young. AJ Young lost his rematch against Travis Killings for the DZW Championship and demanded a rematch, demanded Cobie Vinson's title shot. Instead, Brandon Wolfe came out and fought AJ Young off. And there's been bad blood between the two ever since. Brandon Wolfe soon after won the CAW All-Stars Championship. AJ Young feeling the best way to get his revenge against Brandon Wolfe is by taking that CAW All-Stars Championship away from him. And speaking of CAW All-Stars titles, let's take this opportunity to review the history of the CAW All-Stars Championship.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is for the CAW All-Stars Championship. Introducing first, he is a former record two-time CAW All-Stars champion and a former Danger Zone Wrestling champion, AJ Young. And introducing his opponent, he is the reigning, defending CAW All-Stars champion, Brandon Wolfe.
Brandon Wolfe now handing his championship over to the referee. Both men know what's on the line here tonight. AJ Young versus Brandon Wolfe one-on-one for the CAW All-Stars Championship. And here we go. AJ Young starting off with a super kick. Brandon Wolfe saw it coming. Ladies and gentlemen, when you talk about the best individuals in CAW wrestling, two constants in that debate are AJ Young and Brandon Wolfe. Both men argued as the best overall. You can make a case for both. Brandon Wolfe, the current CAW All-Stars champion, as he is going to town on AJ Young with kicks in the corner. Former AWF Junior Heavyweight Champion, current Call of Honor Internet Champion, Brandon Wolfe is very successful as he has AJ Young hoisted up. Twisting suplex. AJ Young, of course, no slouch. Former record two-time CAW All-Stars champion, former DZW champion. AJ Young has held gold pretty much everywhere he's been. The same can be said for Brandon Wolfe. Is now AJ back into the corner. And Brandon Wolfe, I think, was thinking snake eyes, but AJ Young counters with a reverse DDT. And now AJ Young in control, thinking about becoming a record-breaking three-time CAW All-Stars champion. And now AJ Young showing off. But now Brandon Wolfe making him pay, and Jesus Christ. Brandon Wolfe caught AJ Young off guard. Will it do it? And no. AJ Young, of course, has main evented 5 straight CAW All-Stars. No man in history can say that. But this year he finds himself on the outside looking in. So he's looking to make it 6 straight if he can beat Brandon Wolfe here tonight. And AJ Young don't know what he was going for, but he went after the knee of Brandon Wolfe. Didn't look perfect, but it got the job done. And now going right back after that knee. punching it over and over again. And now AJ Young has Brandon Wolfe trapped and planting his face down. It's worth noting that AJ Young already has a match guaranteed at Call All-Stars. He'll be teaming up with Krack to take on Shamrock and Curtis for the Call All-Stars tag team titles. So with the win here tonight, there's a chance that AJ Young could be walking out of Call All-Stars, a Call All-Stars champion and a tag team champion. Krack, of course, won earlier against Shawn Stevens. Will AJ Young have the same success? And quite honestly, I want to know AJ Young's opinion on the events of earlier tonight. Brandon Wolfe out at 2. AJ Young has not spoken yet on the demise of Shawn and Syntax as a tag team. AJ Young, of course, has a positive working relationship with both men. And now AJ Young has Brandon Wolfe in a crossface. Brandon Wolfe's arm is trapped. But Brandon Wolfe with a knee to the back of the head, and there's a shot right to the face. And now Brandon Wolfe with the knee. Brandon Wolfe now stomping the chest of AJ Young, using his own arms against him. And Northern Lights, but AJ Young with the rope break. Brandon Wolfe howling out to the crowd. Now kneeing AJ Young, I think he caught him in AJ Young's own knee. Knee-to-knee contact, certainly not the most smooth feeling. But AJ Young countering. Now has Brandon Wolfe up and plants him down with the face buster. AJ Young, is he thinking vertical suplex? No, he hits the neck breaker. Going for the cover. 1, 2, and no. AJ Young's world has apparently been falling apart lately as far as DZW is concerned. We've seen Cobie Vinson break out on his own, defeating AJ Young at Maximum Attitude. As now AJ Young is setting Brandon Wolfe up. Brandon Wolfe is helpless as AJ Young hits the double knees onto Brandon Wolfe. Will AJ Young? No, AJ Young opting not to go for the pinfall, instead going straight into a single leg Boston Crab. And now Brandon Wolfe crawling towards the corner, crawling towards any rope he can find. And Brandon Wolfe finally makes it. Yeah, AJ Young has not had the best luck as of late in DZW. Losing the DZW Championship to Travis Killings at Pandemonium. Losing again at DZWCaw All-Stars. Losing to Cobie Vinson at Maximum Attitude. And if AJ Young loses tonight, oh, what a knee. AJ Young loses tonight, it will be his 4th straight click-per-view loss. And AJ Young with the left arm clothesline. Going right to the top rope. Is AJ Young gonna fly? Frog splash. Frog splash to Brandon Wolfe. Will he have a new Call All-Stars champion? And Wolfe kicks out. AJ Young has not won on a Danger Zone Wrestling click-per-view since retaining the DZW Championship against Shawn Stevens at Undeniable. What a match that was. AJ Young with the right hand. And oh, wait a minute. Is he going to hit it? Garen DDT. Garen DDT to Brandon Wolfe. And is AJ Young thinking Young disaster? Either way, Brandon Wolfe counters and powerbomb. And now Wolfe gonna fly. 450 splash connects on to AJ Young. 1, 2, and no. Both of these men have given it their all so far. Brandon Wolfe obviously up to something. Now Brandon Wolfe getting a running start into a drive-by kick. And now Wolfe going back up top. Moonstomp. Moonstomp to AJ Young. And now AJ Young on the wrong side of the ring. And now AJ, blockbuster. Blockbuster to Brandon Wolfe. And there's a reverse STO for a follow-up. And now Young has Brandon Wolfe trapped in the armbar. Brandon Wolfe getting out fairly early. And some shots to the side of AJ Young's face. AJ Young countering whatever Brandon Wolfe had in store with the fireman's carry, and there's a super kick. But Brandon Wolfe defiant as ever. Two forearms to AJ Young. Gets a running start right into another forearm, and there's a clothesline. And Brandon Wolfe deadlifting AJ Young into a gut-wrench suplex. Cover on the challenger. Will Brandon Wolfe retain? AJ Young kicks out. Brandon Wolfe has the challenger right where he wants him. And Brandon Wolfe again with the backbreaker to AJ Young. We saw that in the early goings of this match. And Brandon Wolfe showcasing his strength, tossing AJ Young up, using his own running momentum against him. And now AJ Young is perched on the top rope. Nothing good ever happens up here. As Brandon Wolfe suplex. But Brandon Wolfe still has AJ Young. Falcon Arrow. Combination into the pin. And AJ Young out at 2. Now Brandon Wolfe seizing the opportunity. But AJ Young with the punch right to the gut. And there's an enziguri. Enziguri to Brandon Wolfe. Going for the cover, AJ Young. And Wolfe gets the shoulder up at 2. And oh, wait a minute. AJ Young into the Black Friday. Black Friday locked in on Brandon Wolfe. Will Brandon Wolfe tap out? The referee's checking on Brandon Wolfe. A third Call Stars championship may be within AJ Young's grasp. But instead, Brandon Wolfe rolling AJ Young away. Brandon Wolfe was going for another backbreaker, but AJ Young hits Brandon Wolfe with the GTR. Now AJ Young dragging Brandon Wolfe to the center of the ring, climbing up top. And AJ Young hits this 450. He calls the backlash wave. Backlash wave to Brandon Wolfe, and it doesn't get the job done. AJ Young, fireman's carry. And AJ Young going springboard again, backlash wave. And follows it all up with an enziguri. Brandon Wolfe is helpless. And at the mercy of AJ Young, as AJ Young has Brandon Wolfe back in that single leg Boston Crab. Referee asking Brandon Wolfe if he wants to tap out, but Brandon Wolfe kicking AJ Young away. Brandon Wolfe now back into the corner. AJ Young lifting Brandon Wolfe up top. It's not looking good for Brandon Wolfe. You know, wait a minute, we've seen this before. Brainbuster. Brainbuster to Brandon Wolfe. Will we have a new All Stars champion? And Brandon Wolfe kicks out again. We've seen AJ Young hit that move before and win matches with that before. And now AJ Young fisherman suplex. And Brandon Wolfe out at 1. I don't know how Brandon Wolfe still has his wits about him after landing headfirst onto the top turnbuckle. But AJ Young sweeping Brandon Wolfe's knee out from right under him. And you might be trying to set him up again for that Boston Crab. But no, instead, AJ Young planting Brandon Wolfe down again. The matchup in the hands of the challenger. Is AJ Young, what's he going for now? And my goodness! AJ Young landing Brandon Wolfe directly on his knees and again going right for that Boston Crab. AJ Young has Brandon Wolfe in that Boston Crab again. Brandon Wolfe is a little close to the ropes and he managed to get it. And now what's AJ Young going for? Wait, Brandon Wolfe elbow. And suplex. This matchup has been back and forth between these two men. Both wanting to be the Caw All-Stars champion. Is now Brandon Wolfe the defending champion. As AJ Young in the corner. Back up top. And now Brandon Wolfe. And AJ Young counters. Brandon Wolfe was thinking back suplex. AJ Young shifted his weight. And oh, wait a minute. Redemption Road. Redemption Road to Brandon Wolfe. We haven't seen AJ Young hit that move in ages. And AJ Young might be thinking Young Disaster, but wait a minute. Brandon Wolfe has him up and down with the power bomb. AJ Young, seemingly in desperation mode, used the move on Brandon Wolfe that we have not seen in a long time. But now Brandon Wolfe has AJ Young locked in the triangle choke. Triangle choke to AJ Young. Will he fade away? And AJ Young reverses. Now AJ Young was thinking, whatever he was thinking, maybe back suplex. But now Brandon Wolfe has AJ Young. Wolfe out. Wolfe out. And AJ Young was too close to the ropes. Brandon Wolfe had AJ Young right where he wanted him with the Wolfe Howl. Now Brandon Wolfe back up top. 450. AJ Young moves out of the way. AJ Young kick to the gut. Now Brandon Wolfe leaning on the ropes. Now what's AJ Young doing? Clothesline right to the outside. Uh-oh. AJ Young calling up Brandon Wolfe, and he's gonna fly. AJ Young taking out Brandon Wolfe on the outside. And now AJ Young again, guaranteed DDT. Guaranteed DDT to Brandon Wolfe as he's setting up Young Disaster. Brandon Wolfe saw it coming. Brandon Wolfe has AJ Young, gut-wrench powerbomb, and AJ Young landed neck first on the bottom rope. Brandon Wolfe now has AJ Young again. Wolf Howl. Will the Wolf Howl do it? And yes, it does.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's your winner by way of pinfall. And still, the CAW All-Stars champion, Brandon Wolfe.
It took so much out of both men for that CAW All-Stars champion, but at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, Brandon Wolfe is standing tall, still CAW All-Stars champion, heading in a CAW All-Stars 10.
Chronic. Well done. You won the Ben Hopkins brand invitation to be the Ben Hopkins tag team partner everyone wants to serve and needs. Well done. See, it's all part of my elaborate plan to make sure I didn't end up with another mime as a tag team partner. Was to make sure that the strong survived and the weak perished. That's why it was all set up for you, Mr. Chronic, to run down, beat everyone up and take the tournament for yourself. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see, is a bit of aggression, a bit of hope, a bit of hate. That's why I wanted a tag team partner. I want a little bit of mass appeal to run through DZW like no other tag team can. So you get ready, my friend, my tag team partner. Well, because you know, you have the privilege of teaming with the Ben Hopkins brand. Now don't worry, just think about that now, and you can reflect tomorrow over your biggest achievement yet. Nice to see you winning.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I do not know how to feel about that, but nonetheless, it is main event time. Cobie, Vinson, Travis Killings for the DZW Championship. As I always say when Cobie Vinson makes his way to the ring, ladies and gentlemen, we have a problem. Cobie Vinson has all the momentum in the world going into this match. He is the only man on this roster that can say he's beaten every single DZW champion. He has a pinfall victory over Travis Killings, dating all the way back to Awaken. He beat Shawn Stevens at Pandemonium. He beat AJ Young at Maximum Attitude. And he's here tonight to defeat Travis Killings and win the DZW Championship. Doing that will complete Cobie Vinson's path to complete and utter domination. But he comes out here alone without Ryan Paul Jones, RPJ, expressing full faith in his client to get the job done against Travis Killings. We usually see managers front and center for big matches like this, but RPJ believes Cobie Vinson is going to get it done and bring the DZW Championship to RPJ's camp tonight. That, my friends, is the poster boy for Revive. And that is quite possibly the most intimidating man, the most dangerous man on DZW's roster. But will that earn him his first DZW championship? And now here comes the champion, Travis Killings. Travis Killings has endured more as champion than most men do in their entire careers, and it has all been due to Cobie Vinson. Travis Killings fought back against AJ Young. He fought to win the DZW Championship he's holding proudly. But it seems like every time that Travis Killings and Cobie Vinson have been within reach of each other, bad things happen. Travis Killings, to his credit, did stand tall at the end of Maximum Attitude. But Cobie Vinson definitely has to have that in mind and is looking to get some revenge by taking the DZW Championship away from Travis Killings. It's been a constant game of one-upsmanship, and Cobie Vinson has the clear lead. Travis Killings has to know that he's going into the toughest defense, his toughest defense yet. But there he is, loud and proud, the DZW champion. These two have not competed against each other one-on-one since Awaken. Cobie Vinson won that match. Will the same happen here tonight? It's Cobie Vinson and Travis Killings, all for the DZW Championship. And it is main event time. And Cobie Vinson immediately taking down Travis Killings with a clothesline. Travis Killings went full force against Cobie Vinson and paid for it dearly. And now Cobie Vinson has Travis Killings up for a power bomb. Cobie Vinson known as of late for his extensive use of power bombs. And now elbow strikes to Travis Killings. Over and over. And this is definitely not the start that Travis Killings expected, and there's a foot to the face. Vinson has Travis up, and again, another power bomb. And there's a senton splash to Travis Killings. That's 300 pounds of weight. Throwing himself onto you. Speaking of throwing, Cobie Vinson launching 270 pounds all the way to the other side of the ring. And Travis Killings is trying to get his wits together. But now Cobie Vinson choking Travis Killings in the corner. Trying to take away the airflow of the champion. Cobie Vinson has bested pretty much everyone in his path. Never been pinned, never been submitted. As now he is going to town on the shoulder of Travis Killings. No one has figured out a way to stop Cobie Vinson. And now has Travis Killings by the throat, up and down, choke slam. Cobie Vinson looking to make this quick. Cover on the champion, 2, and Travis Killings gets the shoulder up. Travis Killings has generated, I don't think, any offense at all. And now Cobie Vinson trying to make Travis Killings tap out with that crossface. Travis Killings, you can see him fighting for life. Travis Killings trying to stay in this match, trying to stay the DZW champion. And managing to free himself from Cobie Vinson. Now Cobie Vinson striking Travis Killings over and over. And now Travis Killings with a clothesline. Travis Killings, another clothesline. Another clothesline. Cobie Vinson goes for one of his own, and Travis Killings hits the trifecta. Travis Killings knows he cannot have a straight wrestling match with Cobie Vinson. He has to come prepared for a fight. And I think he knows that. Belly-to-belly suplex to Cobie Vinson. And Cobie Vinson out before the count of 1. And I think Travis Killings is just as surprised as the rest of us. Now Travis Killings with the roll-up. Travis Killings almost got one over on Cobie Vinson. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so surprised how Cobie Vinson kicked out of that belly-to-belly before the count of 1. That just goes to show you just how forceful Cobie Vinson is. That just goes to show you how resilient the problem is and how difficult it is to take him down. But Travis Killings seems up for the challenge. He's going high risk. And Travis Killings with the drop kick, sending Cobie Vinson out of the ring. But Cobie Vinson, Travis Killings took too much time. Cobie Vinson took advantage and pulled Travis Killings down. Now Cobie Vinson has Travis Killings under his grasp. Now Cobie Vinson with an uppercut. Travis Killings on the ground, and oh no. Dear God! Cobie Vinson swinging Travis Killings right into the barricade. The referee counting away. Cobie Vinson should be vigilant of the count. And now Vinson Uranagi. Travis Killings back first onto the barricade. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, in Danger Zone Wrestling, we operate under a 20 count, not the typical 10 count. We want matches to end as decisively as possible. And now Cobie Vinson just throwing Travis Killings' body onto the ring apron. And Cobie Vinson this time, deadlift powerbomb. Going for the pin on Travis Killings. Will we have a new DZW champion? And Travis Killings somehow out at 2. Travis Killings already has endured so much punishment in this match, and is looking to endure some more as Cobie Vinson tosses Travis Killings again, imposing his will upon the champion. And now Cobie Vinson throwing Travis Killings shoulder first into the ring post. And the champion is just prone. And Cobie Vinson another foot to the face. This match is becoming difficult to watch. Travis Killings is taking just about everything Cobie Vinson can throw at him, and Cobie Vinson is still throwing more. And Cobie Vinson nearly decapitating Travis Killings with that clothesline. Ladies and gentlemen, at some point, the referee might have to consider stopping this match. And now, Cobie Vinson, we've seen this before. It's usually a lead up to the Vinson kick or a problem solver. But Travis Killings is fighting. And there's a side kick. Oh, Travis Killings. Bad intentions on the mind of the champion. Tearing all the monitors off the announce table. Uh-oh. Travis Killings belly to belly. Second one of this match. And Travis Killings is not done. He has to be thinking about putting the problem through the table. Ladies and gentlemen, it's looking bad for the problem. But Travis Killings has the problem up on the table. Now, wait a minute. Travis Killings! Travis Killings just TKO'd a 300-pound man through our announce table. And just like that, Cobie Vinson is in trouble. Travis Killings might just put the problem away. 1, 2, and Cobie Vinson kicks out. Cobie Vinson just took a TKO through the announce table and still had the strength, still mustered the strength to kick out at 2. And Travis Killings, the strength hoisting Cobie Vinson up and a power bomb. 1, 2, and no. Cobie Vinson has hit powerbomb after powerbomb in this match, trying to destroy Travis Killings' will. Killings with a powerbomb of his own, but Cobie Vinson with the back suplex. Killings in the corner. Killings now on the top rope. Wait, Travis Killings kicking Cobie Vinson away. And Travis Killings clothesline from the top. Travis Killings clotheslining Cobie Vinson. And vertical suplex. Travis Killings with the knee, what it looks like to the throat of Cobie Vinson. Travis Killings sending Vinson into the ropes and spinning sidekick. Travis Killings has had an uphill battle in this match. But for the time being, he has Cobie Vinson right where he wants him. Yep, spoke too soon. As Cobie Vinson puts Travis Killings back in the danger zone. Cobie Vinson has Travis Killings up top and superplex. Going for the pin on Travis Killings. And the champ kicking out at 2. Cobie Vinson getting more and more frustrated as time passes. And oh, wait a minute. Cobie Vinson hoists him up. Pop-up power bomb. Pop-up power bomb to Travis Killings. But Cobie Vinson is not done. He wants to punish Travis Killings. He wants to take the life out of his body. Travis Killings back on the top rope. Cobie Vinson looks like he's going for it again. Second superplex to Travis Killings. Going for the pin, ladies and gentlemen. That has to be it. 2. And no! Travis Killings kicked out of another superplex that was followed up, preceded by a pop-up power bomb. And Cobie Vinson looks angry. Cobie Vinson not sure of what more he has to do to break Travis Killings. now Travis Killings back in the corner. Is Cobie Vinson thinking another superplex? Cobie Vinson might be going for the trifecta. And he hits it. Wait a minute. Jesus Christ! Ladies and gentlemen, the ring is broken. The ring has been broken under the weight of these two men. And the bell has rung, but there's no referee. The referee is out. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not sure of what's going on. I have no clue at all. The ring just broke. This crowd is in disbelief as we look at the replay. That is near 600 pounds thudding against the ring over and over. And the ring just gave way. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot even fathom what we just witnessed. The match is over, but the referee is out. I have no clue. Ladies and gentlemen, we will get updates hopefully soon. But for right now, I am your commentator, Antoine Princeton, and I have no other choice but to sign out.